Well, the flu season is here, and doctors are urging everyone to get vaccinated right away. And joining me now is Dr. Malathi Srinivasan from Stanford Healthcare. Welcome to CBSN Bay Area.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. Glad to be here.
Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. What can you tell me about the flu vaccine this year?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, vaccinations are really the earliest form of precision medicine that we had. They are immune stimulants, and once you get your vaccine, in about 2 weeks, your body is ready to fight the flu. So there's actually some really good news on the horizon for the flu vaccine. First of all, the CDC thinks that this year the flu vaccine is going to be more targeted, which is the first thing. And then the second is that we've got great news for people who are vegan and people who have egg allergies, because this is the first year that we have a completely eggless vaccination that's going to be grown in cell cultures.
Oh, well, that is good, because there is a big part of the population worried about that. So you are encouraging adults and children to get vaccinated right away. How many doses are available?
Well, right now since about 10 years ago, there was only 110 million doses available. But this year, we think there's going to be between 160 and 170 million doses. So hopefully we won't have a vaccine shortage as we have in other years.
Who is most at risk?
Well, that's an excellent question. This is the holiday season, a lot of friends and family. We're around, actually, all of the people who are at high risk. So it's really 5 groups. It's people who are over 65, children who are under 5, especially if they're less than 2 years old, people with weakened immune systems, and anyone who can get really ill for the chronic medical illness and have a complication from their illness, along with pregnant women. So even if you are a young, healthy person and say, oh, I'll never get the flu, it's important that you get vaccinated, because as you're going to parties, as you're seeing your family, those people are very likely to get sick.
Yeah, anyone can get sick. So how effective is the flu vaccine? Because a lot of people are saying, why should I get it anyway if it's not that effective? Yeah.
Well, first of all, the vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting sick. What it does is it gives your body advance warning to get ready to fight the flu. And so it's incredibly effective. It's thought to have prevented. So in general, every year, the CDC estimates that about 50 to 60,000 people in the United States are dying from the flu. So the vaccination last year was thought to have prevented about 8,000 deaths, about 100,000 hospitalizations, 3 million medical visits, and 7 million illnesses. So message is still, please get vaccinated.
Yeah, so it limits the severity, I guess, of the illness.
Yeah.
What are some of the takeaway points for some of our viewers? Because a lot of people are out there saying, I'll never get that flu vaccine.
Exactly, right? So the first message is please get vaccinated. And there's a lot of other things that you can do also to try to prevent both the spread of the flu and reducing the severity of it. So if you get sick, stay home. Don't be the person who gives the gift that keeps on giving.
Did you hear that? So stay home.
Stay home. Really, and avoid people who are sick. So those are very, very important messages. And very importantly, wash your hands. Now, the hands are not the place at which the virus gets into the body. It's our face. But we are touching our face all the time. Our nose, mouth, eyes, adjusting our contact lenses, putting on makeup. And so washing your hands 30 seconds, so 2 stanzas or 2 repetitions of Happy Birthday should do it, or hand sanitizer gel.
Oh, okay, so while you're washing your hands, sing Happy Birthday twice.
Right, it should perk up your spirits.
Yeah, and you're good to go. All right, well, those are such great tips, and I love the fact that you tell people to stay home. But what about when you're starting to have these symptoms? You don't know if it's the flu or a cold or allergies, or you're just not feeling well.
Absolutely, so there's a lot of things to kind of consider along those lines. The first is that the influenza virus is the most serious of all of the cold viruses. There's so many cold viruses, rhinovirus, metapneumovirus, etc. And 85% of all of our upper respiratory tract infections are viral, not bacterial, which is, people always come into the doctor wanting antibiotics, but most of the times they're highly ineffective. So if you get sick, if you have a high, so the severity of illness often points towards influenza. And we have treatment for that. We have some medications that if you take them within the first 48 hours, is thought to it reduces the severity of the symptoms, and it can make you feel a little bit better. So in addition to the standard things that your mother would have told you, get enough sleep, eat well, use your supportive medications that are the ones that are decongestants and the mucolytics. If you have a high fever, if you have really deep achy muscle aches and joint pain, if you're developing a headache, especially if you have mental status changes or anything else like that, please go see your doctor right away, within the first 24 to 48 hours.
You have given us such great tips, a lot of really good information, Dr. Srinivasan. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me today.
All right. Well, we will